Hi, my name is Abdülsamet Aslan. In this video, I'm going to try to explain the hydropower plants with my team. My teammates are Fatih and Mustafa. So let's start. Content. We are going to classify this presentation into four main headlines. These are introduction part, system description part, advantages and disadvantages part, and final part. What is a hydropower plant? Hydroelectric power plants are structures that aim to obtain energy by using kinetic energy conversion of potential energy from the water source. The potential energy of the water stored in the dam gets converted into the kinetic energy of the moving water in the penstock. And this kinetic energy gets converted into the electrical energy with the help of turbine and generator combination. By the way, hydropower plants were invented by Rogers in 1882. Now let's examine the elements of hydropower plants. As you see in the picture, we have some different cases. These are reservoir, control gate, trash rack, intake, penstock, transformer, powerhouse, generator, turbine, draft tube, outflow, spillway, fish ladder, and transmission lines. Now, you are look at the animation of working process of the hydropower plants. Now I'm going to explain the working principles of the hydropower plants. Initially, the water of the river is in catchment area. From catchment area, the water flows to the dam. At the dam, the water gets accumulated. Thus, the potential energy of the water increases due to the height of the dam. When the gates of the dam are opened, then the water moves with high kinetic energy into the penstock. Through the penstock, water goes to the turbine house. Since the penstock makes water to flow from high altitude to low altitude, thus the kinetic energy of the water is again raised. In the turbine house, the pressure of the water is controlled by controlling valves as per the requirements. The controlled pressurized water is fed to the turbine. Due to the pressure of the water, the lightweight turbine rotates. Due to the high speed rotation of the turbine, the shaft connected between the turbine and the generator rotates. Due to the rotation of the generator, the AC current is produced. This current is supplied to the powerhouse. From powerhouse, it is supplied for the commercial purposes. After this part, Fatih is going to explain the next parts.
Hello, my name is Fatih. After this part, I will talk about classification of hydropower plants according to their working principle. First one is impoundment. The most common type of hydroelectric power plant is an impoundment facility. An impoundment facility, typically a large hydropower system, uses a dam to store river water in a reservoir. Water released from the reservoir flows through a turbine, spinning it, which in turn activates a generator to produce electricity. The water may be released to meet changing electricity needs or other needs such as flood control, recreation, fish passage, or other environment and water quality needs. The other one is diversion. Diversion is sometimes called a run-of-river facility. Channels a portion of a river through a canal onto a penstock to utilize natural decline of riverbed elevation to produce any energy. A penstock is closed conduct that channels flow of water to turbines with water flow regulated by gates, valves, and turbines. A diversion may not require the use of a dam. The last one is pumped storage. Pumped storage hydro works like a giant battery. The pumped storage hydro facility is able to store electricity generated by the other power sources like solar, wind, and nuclear for the later use. These facilities store energy by pumping water from a reservoir at a lower elevation to a reservoir at higher elevation. When the demand for electricity is low, A pumped storage hydropower facility stores energy by pumping water from the lower reservoir to an upper reservoir. During period of high electrical demand, the water is released back to the lower reservoir and turns a turbine generating electricity. For the size classification, there are three sizes. First one is large hydropower plants. Plants as facilities that have a capacity of more than 30 megawatts. Small hydropower plants as projects that generate between 100 kilowatt and 10 megawatt. And the last one is micro hydropower plant has a capacity of up to 100 kilowatts. A small or micro hydroelectric power system can produce enough electricity for a single home, farm, ranch or village. After this part, Mustafa is going to talk about advantages and disadvantages.
Let's continue. I will start with advantages of hydropower plant. The first one, running cost almost zero. The second one, no standby losses. The third one, highly reliable. It means exactly the output of electricity can be adjusted. If energy demand is low, water can be averted from the turbines and less energy will be produced. The opposite is true. If more energy is needed, more water can flow into the plant for electricity production. The other one, this method of electricity generation does not produce any pollution. So, the action of generating electricity with hydropower energy does not emit carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that drives global climate change. After a hydropower plant is built, it does not emit pollution into the atmosphere like many of its non-renewable energy counterparts like coal and natural gas. The next one, comparatively quite long life. So we can use these plants for 40-50 years since it was built. The other one, considered to be a renewable source of energy. Next one, hydropower is generally available as needed. Engineers can control the flow of water through to the turbines to produce electricity on demand. After that, I will explain disadvantages of hydropower plants. The first one, higher initial costs. It means exactly building any type of power plant is expensive. Hydroelectric power plants can cost as much as $580 per kilowatt to be built, and they usually range from 10 megawatts to 30 megawatts, where 1 megawatt is equals to 1000 kilowatts. This means that the upfront cost of building a hydropower plant can be millions of dollars, compared to the falling prices of solar installations. For example, hydropower is a more challenging renewable project to finance. The other one, environmental problems. So it can endanger the aquatic creatures because it affects the oxygen quality of the water badly, and fish population is decreasing. The last one, drought potential. So hydropower plants can be impacted by drought. When water is not available, the hydropower plants can't produce electricity. The last part is conclusion. Hydropower plants are quite important for the world, especially 16% of the electricity generation in the world is provided by hydropower plants. Also, it's the most using renewable energy systems. According to 2020 data, 30% of Turkey's electricity needs are provided by hydroelectric power plants. Considering all these data, the importance of hydroelectric power plants is undeniable. Thanks for listening.